I came to Jerusalem for Passover. I was minding my own business when I heard a noise of the crowd in the street. I pushed my way through the crowd to see what was happening, and I saw a most horrible sight. The Romans were leading this poor man through the street, mocking him as they went, making him a public example of anyone who has lost the favor of Rome. They were leading him outside the city to crucify him, but they had almost killed him already. His back was bleeding and torn open by the work of the cruel Roman whip, I'm sure. As I watched, he staggered and he stumbled beneath the weight of the cross. He fell, but the guards struck him and yelled at him, "Get up, go on." But he couldn't go far. He fell again. This time, they even knew that he wouldn't bear the cross alone. The guards looked around for someone to help. I waited to see if one of his friends would step forward. But no one did. A guard in great frustration picked me out of the crowd, ordered me to pick up his cross and carry it for him to the place of execution. I had no choice but to obey, but I resented having to carry a cross for anyone. It was heavy, it was dirty, and it was bloody. I felt I must have been in the wrong place at the wrong time. As I followed behind this man Jesus through the streets, I realized that I had taken a heavy load from his shoulders, but he still bore a heavy load that no one could take away. I had never seen a man so all alone. I had heard once this man had a large following. Thousands came to hear him speak and to see the great things he did for God. Large crowds wanted to make him their king. But where were they now? Not one of them was there to help him bear his cross. I knew he had a circle of disciples who had traveled with him and followed him for a long time. They were closer to him than anyone. But they too were gone now. As I followed him out of the city, a total stranger, to lay down the cross, upon which he would be killed, I thought this man was as long as any man had ever been. Somehow I couldn't leave him. I had to stay. I had to stand by him, at least at a distance. No one should have to die so alone. As I stood by his cross, I saw one of our religious leaders, one of the Sanhedrins, and I asked him, "What has this man's crime been? What has he done to deserve such a death?" The man answered that this Jesus had made a blasphemous claim, that he and the Father are one. As I listened to what Jesus had claimed and whether I could believe it was true, I heard him cry out in an agony which ran deeper than the nails that held him to the cross. He cried, my God, why have you forsaken me? My God, my God, why have you forsaken me? How awful, I thought. At one time, he felt he was one with God. And now he feels so all alone that even God has turned away from him. What could have come between them? I do not know. But I will never forget how he looked and how he sounded. He's carrying much more than a cross today. He looks like a man that's carrying the whole world. Keep